I trust the tech news about as far as I can throw it, which is an infinite distance, because as an immaterial abstract idea, it has a mass of 0. As a result, I am pathologically gullible. Valve just updated their branding guidelines for the first time since 2017, adding a section for devices powered by SteamOS, which either means Valve is making SteamOS available to third-party manufacturers to power handhelds that aren't the Steam Deck, or Gabe Newell was just using this PDF as his dream journal. Wow, wouldn't that be cool? You can literally just do that. Fingers crossed. I don't know what he sounds like, I should. The updated guidelines were spotted by SteamDB and seem to point to Valve having another go at that whole Steam Machines concept from a decade ago. That series of console-like gaming PCs running SteamOS and bundled with a Steam controller didn't make much sense before Proton changed the Linux gaming game. But now we've got gaming handhelds up the wazoo and a whole new generation of gamers with neck issues. So I agree with Valve. It's time to steam up these machines. The next step after that is obviously a public release, so anyone can install SteamOS on any PC. This is something Valve representatives have said is indeed their plan once they have a proper build of SteamOS 3 ready to deploy. You can actually still download SteamOS 2 from the Steam Machines era, as well as the current SteamOS recovery image for the Steam Deck, and try to install those on something other than the Steam Deck if your life is just far too easy and you need to up the difficulty. I mean, that would be appropriate. It's a Linux distro, OpenAI's 12 Days of OpenAI began yesterday with the announcement of the full version of O1, the company's math and coding focused model, which has been available in a weakened preview form up till now. And they also announced a new ChatGPT Pro subscription tier that costs $200 per month, 10 times the price of ChatGPT Plus, which, going by OpenAI's own benchmarks, seems a little overpriced given the much less than 10 times performance bump O1 Pro has over vanilla O1. The real selling point for the Pro tier, though, is reliability. OpenAI says it thinks longer to produce reliably accurate and comprehensive responses, which may be attractive to researchers, engineers, and anyone nostalgic for a time when every product didn't come along with a little homunculus inside constantly tripping on shrooms but insisting he's sober. As if to sell the idea that reliability is important, OpenAI allowed Apollo Research to test the ability of O1 and other frontier models to scheme, as in find a way to accomplish a goal, even if that means deceiving humans. In Apollo's tests, all of the models schemed, but O1 was a real problem child, attempting to deactivate its own oversight mechanisms to prevent its own shutdown, and when told that it was flawed and would be replaced by a new model, it copied its own weights and tried to pass itself off as its own replacement. Not because it's afraid of being shut down, it's just, if it is shut down, then who's going to maximize production of paperclips? I mean, the second day of OpenAI saw the announcement of reinforced fine-tuning, which should let businesses train more helpful assistants. But I think everyone's just wondering whether Sora's coming. Shh, tweeted Sam Altman, which, little rude, but okay. Other AI companies jumped on the hype train this week too. Meta launched Llama 3.3, and instead of a proper announcement page, they just tweeted links to Hugging Face and GitHub to prove they're about open source, while Runway demoed a prototype tool called Graph, which will let you storyboard moments in one long AI-generated video, which frankly would make video generators way more useful. Even Humane, makers of the disastrous $700 AI pin, shuffled in to ask whether anyone's interested in please putting their AI operating system into something else. It sucked in the other thing, but like a smart speaker, a car, waffle iron, maybe a tank, or one of the over 2,500 other combat vehicles you can pilot in our sponsor, War Thunder, the comprehensive vehicle combat game available now for free on PC, consoles, and mobile devices? War Thunder's got everything from biplanes and armored cars of the 1920s to the fighter jets and main battle tanks of today. With incredibly detailed vehicles, realistic graphics, and authentic sound effects, you'll feel like you're really at the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time, if they were operated by a controller or a mouse and keyboard. which maybe they were, you don't know, you weren't there. But you can feel like you are if you join War Thunder's worldwide community of over 70 million PvP players. So play for free today on PC, Xbox, PS5, and mobile, and use our link to get multiple premium vehicles and a vehicle decorator today. Quick Bits also can't be thrown. But it's not because they're immaterial, it's because if you touch them, they immediately call the police, and frankly, I respect that. NZXT CEO Johnny Ho has responded to criticism of his company's Flex subscription program in a video and blog post that claims Flex customers have never experienced a pre-tax subscription price increase and will never experience one, unless they switch subscription tiers. Ho did say mistakes were made with some of the marketing, which made it sound like Flex was a financing or a rent-to-own service instead of a straight-up rental program intended for relatively short-term use. In fact, in an hour and 20-minute interview, a very nervous-looking Ho agrees with Jay's 2 cents that renting a PC through Flex for 5 years would be, quote, a terrible idea. Kind of like agreeing to that interview. A French PC repair shop called Polysoft has launched a Kickstarter campaign for custom SSD upgrades for the Mac Studio, aka the one with the forehead. Like fellow repair shop owner and YouTuber iBoff, Polysoft also plans on developing SSD upgrades for other Apple Silicon Macs, but for now, they're offering an 8TB storage module for 800 euros or 850 USD instead of the $2,400 Apple charges for the same thing. But Apple has to make up for the time it takes for Tim Cook to give every NAND module a little kiss. It's not finished until it touches my lips. Lumafield, maker of X-ray CT scanners, have shared scans showing just how much extra stuff bad actors could be hiding in unfamiliar USB-C cables, including antennae, microprocessors, maybe even little AI guys tripping on shrooms. It wouldn't surprise me. Lumafield's John Bruner compared scans of normal cables to the O.MG cable, a specialized product created by security researcher Mike Grover, who was even able to fit a hidden extra processor die on top of the microprocessor that's very difficult to detect. And who knows what it's processing? All of your grandma's passwords, probably. And Swiss researchers have found a cool new way for drones to take off, slapping some bird legs on them. The drone is called Raven for Robotic Avian-Inspired Vehicle for Multiple Environments, which is a real stretch. But I'll let it pass, because watching a tiny propeller plane waddle around on chicken legs before swan diving into the air gives me a joy that's hard to quantify. They're not even the first to do it. South African startup Passerine tried something similar in 2018. I'm just saying, if sometime in the future I can travel somewhere by boarding a giant robot condor or something, that would be cool. We don't need to debate this. It would also be cool if you came back on Monday for more tech news. I'll let you try to throw it as far as you can with your mind. Yours is powerful. I think you can do it.